Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Projekt. Dieses Projekt heißt Huntsman, The Orphanage und es sollte ein Indie-Horror-Game sein. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie es sein wird. Ich starte es jetzt einfach mal. Und ich sehe gerade, hier sind die Kontrollen. Okay, WASD, C für Shift, C Crouch und F Torch. Okay. Dann werde ich mal was Neues anfangen. Und werde sehen, was mich hier erwartet. Ich habe irgendwie Angst, dass es zu gruselig werden könnte. Aber mal schauen. Oh, verdammte Scheiße. Yep. Wow, viel Licht, ja. Unglaublich. Okay, ich habe keine Ahnung, wo ich bin. Was haben wir hier? Grimhaven Orphanage. Ja, ich glaube, das ist der richtige Weg. Aber warum sollte ich dorthin gehen überhaupt? Naja. Das Flashlight bringt echt nichts. Ja, es bringt nichts im Moment. Ist Z. Ah, Z ist hinlegen. C ist einfach nur crouchen. Okay. Oh, shit. Das sieht nicht schlecht aus. Es ist, glaube ich, noch nicht die Vollversion des Spiels. Also kann sein, dass... Wie kann ich ich kann so interacten, okay. Dass es vielleicht noch ein oder andere ändert. Aber es ist Early Access. Und das gefällt mir. Okay. Okay. Danger, ja. Ich wische einfach die Tür auf. Okay. 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 Was muss ich tun? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Okay. Was ist das denn Schönes? Wie kann ich mir das angucken? Wie kann ich das nachgucken? Boah, ich weiß gerade nicht. Egal. Okay. Ja.
Listen to me, young'un, and take heed you listen careful like. For I, Jasper Crowd, am done, dusted, beggared, broken, and cursed, and well I deserve it. The coward that I was cost the souls of 12 innocent children, don't you laugh? You would do well to listen to my story, for there's no jesting with me. Mr. Dickens was right when he said, we forge the chains in life we wear. Oh yes, indeed we do. Them children were orphans, foundlings and such, all sorts but barely a bad egg amongst them, though I'll nae speak ill of the dead, if that they be. What did I do? It grieves me still to confess, I betrayed them every one. 'Twas fear that made me do it, more's the shame. They put their trust in me, all of them matron too, and until that night had every reason to. Decent I was, honest, faithful, right before man and God, but that was before I set eyes on Satan himself. I remember fear, I remember loneliness and melancholy, sad as a mournful tune, so thick 'Twas like being smothered in a blanket, laudanum. Doom spoke that night, and I had not the heart to deny him. Those cursed pocket watches. Who'd have thought the devil's power was in a timepiece? Dozens there were. Tick, tick, tick. Faster, slower. I cannot remember. I only know I lost myself, such was my terror. And before I could recover my wits, I had given him the keys, all of them. The keys to every room in the place, and begged and pleaded that he take the children and spare my wretched soul. So he did. But the wretch he spared was to become more wretched a soul racked with guilt than any soul damned to join him and his hellish band. Then nothing, not a sound, just a full moon in the night creature's calls. 'Twas peculiar to me how I'd heard not earlier on my rounds, nary an owl's hoot. After, they called again, as if they'd known ahead of time that evil lurked. Oh, the constabulary were called next morning, and the newspaper men flocked, like hungry crows, to berate us day and night. The coon dogs were brought in, carousing for days in every direction, so that you'd have been forgiven for imagining an entire chain gang of convicts was on the loose. But 'twas the emptiness howled louder than any hound. No scent, no blood, no trace. Just vanished. Some folk pointed their fingers fair square in my direction, suspecting, and rightly so, that my unnatural silence concealed a guilty conscience. My confessions before judge and jury went unheeded. The ranting of an inferior mind marred by distress, the judge decreed. But when all was said and done, naught but silence lingered like a faint perfume where young'uns had prattled. Besides, I was known as a good man. So, I stayed, as if my presence was a living reminder of what had been. Matron, cook, staff, all drifted away to other places, other lives, when it became clear to the simplest of men that the children were never to return. Naturally enough, no one else came near the place, as if the silence itself was contagious. So I kept the buildings from dreary decay to ease my guilty soul, and appease the wrath of the Lord and the taken. Night terrors. 'Tis without a word of untruth to tell you I've never slept a full night without waking in bone-cold terror, the sweat frothing my brow like a beast on a devil's ride. I could no longer face my own quarters, but sought sanctuary in the Lord's chapel, though the thought struck me many's the time, where was he when evil sought to call? I took some comfort that as the evil one had made his presence felt, perhaps the Lord in his wisdom would do so as well. Ah, he never did. No doubting my sin was too great, and my penance a trifling act compared to the eternal suffering of the lost ones. Though fair's to say, I slept beneath that paraphernalia, the clippings, photographs I collected for 40 years, and never saw the masked one with the black, pitiless eyes and grasping limbs again, except in the darkest corners of my mind's wanderings, where he became known to me as the Huntsman, for, like a hunter, he collected souls for sport. But I heard him at every turn, in the creaking of the trees, the footsteps of a spring shower, and the night call of the frogs, the infernal timepieces, tick, tick, tick. It maddened me, how could it not? A lesser mortal, I am sure, would have succumbed to death's damnation far sooner. But so great was my fear of the Lord's retribution, that I sought to busy my waking hours, such that I would slumber exhausted, yet still anxious every night. For years I suffered this torment, and hence the maze was built. I had always promised young Charlie that I would create such a contraption, as the boy had a fascination with music, puzzles, and together we spent many a pleasant hour poring over drawings and plans. So it was for Charlie, the bastard found it. I I sweated some 25 years to plant and plan this memorial with a headstone set deep within the bosom of the hedges to honour each soul. The centrepiece was a great plane tree, a lush green beauty upon which in happier times I'd hung a double swing for the younger folk. Many's the time whilst planting and planning the maze, I would sit beneath its bereft branches and weep for the lost motherless from this world. Until the night of the great storm, the eve of the very same day, I wiped a polishing cloth across the words on the final headstone and allowed my heart a moment's grace, peace and pride for a job well done. The same day, damn it, they played me, trifled with my soul as carelessly as a fiddler draws a bow, as a cat toys with a mouse, teasing, terrifying before the choking kill. These years and years, walking my toil, my futile, fruitless quest to make amends. He had always been particularly ways. Countless moments I struggled to still my pounding heart. 'Tis just a cricket. Nay, the Huntsman, the predator, simply biding his time. That night, cloudless, the air so thick that
Okay, ich glaube, der hat 3000 Mal dasselbe gesagt. Egal. Okay. Okay, wir müssen das ein Spiel spielen. Okay. Großer Raum. Böse. Okay, fast großer Raum. Also egal. Okay. Alles easy, alles easy. Wo gehört das Gemälde hin? Ich leg's mal auf den Tisch ab. Der Schrei. Ha, ist das also? Suche unseren Schatz, wenn du dich traust. Find, also heißt du, place them here. Connect each of us with your joy, much loved memory gift or toy. Each child has but one object, dear. Find it, and you're halfway there. Okay. Ich habe das Bild jetzt mal dorthin geworfen, dort hinten. Habe ich ein Inventar auch? Nee. Bleiben wir erstmal hier. Bevor ich hochgehe. Okay. Oh. Nein, nicht runter. Huch. Netter Bug. Okay, schauen wir mal hier rein. Hallo? Ist hier jemand? Okay. Nichts. Ich kann nicht springen, auch nicht. Also, okay. Hier komme ich nicht weiter. Hier geht's runter in den Keller. Okay, was suche ich denn eigentlich? Weiß ich das? Kann ich das öffnen? Nein. Was suche ich denn überhaupt? Das ist die Frage. Im Bett ist auch nichts. Nope. Okay. Wie ist so ein komischer Ziegel? Sesam öffnet dich. Ich brauche nur mit der Raum schon in Ordnung zu sein. Strange. Nochmal gucken, ob hier unten was ist. Nee. Die Frage ist überhaupt, was ich suche. Ich weiß es selber nicht. Okay. Auch wieder nix. Okay. Komisch. Hier ist auch nix. Irgendwie. Hallo? Okay. Nichts. Noch weniger als nichts. Dann werde ich wohl runtergehen müssen. Okay. Erst nach rechts. Buch. Okay. Was haben wir hier denn Schönes? Nicht. Boah. Schrecklich.
For this pitiless blackness casts strange shadows on the soul.
Okay. Wenn ich das richtig verstanden habe, ist es mal eine Nachricht. Hier müsste irgendwo was sein. Oder auch nicht. Ich habe nur eine Nachricht empfangen. Okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo ich hergekommen bin. Aber Keller sind immer kacke. Bin ich hier?
Be still.
Oh, oh. Okay. Noch ist alles cool. Okay. Alles gut. Okay. Was muss ich denn hier finden? Oder bin ich schon wieder im Kreis gegangen? Das ist die Frage. Habe ich hier nix? Schon langsam möchte ich mal zwischenspeichern. Türen bleiben doch offen. Wo bin ich? Moment. Ah, die Tür schaut wichtig aus. Was zum Teufel ist da oben? Oh. Flackert das Licht, mehr nicht, okay. Oh. Nee, hoch. Okay. Nicht. Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir haben den ersten Gegenstand gefunden. Hätte ich jetzt stark behauptet. Ah, runter, bitte. Okay, ein bisschen komisch. Ich habe den ersten Gegenstand. Oh, das wird das Klassenzimmer. Was soll ich denn hinbringen? Muss ich diese Dolly dann hinbringen? Hier etwa? Oh. Hier hat sich nur was geöffnet. Möglicherweise für das hier. Keine Ahnung, wo ich irgendwas hin tun sollte. Take each treasure through the maze. Locate an orphans. empty grave. Oh. Oh. Alles klar. Okay, ich soll durch irgendein Labyrinth gehen. Und das zu dem Grab bringen. Wo ist das? Through the maze to the grave. Okay.
A step beyond your torchlight gaze lie hedgerows set in puzzle maze. Twixt these rows 12 headstones lay. Reach them all to save the day. But patience first. Seek out a key if you're to set the lost ones free. This key to mysteries yet unseen unlocks the gate on Halloween. So on October 31, bring keys your gate, the spell's undone. There are souls to save and work to do, but now the Huntsman's hunting you.
Oh. Fuck. Okay. Wo ich die hinten muss. Vielleicht hier rein? Auch nicht, aber was ist das hier? Ich möchte die Puppe doch nehmen. Wohin muss ich die bringen? Ja, aber es ist noch zu. Ich schau mal nach oben. Ich leg das derweil dahin.
It must look pretty for Mom. Please, help me. Help me find my ribbons.
Okay. Ich bin gerade etwas überfordert mit dem Spiel. Oh. Was sagt der denn zu Schluss?
I've been gasping for air since the day I was born, according to my pa. Ma died in childbirth. I was her first, last, and only. For she was sickly too, Pa said, for as far back as he'd known her. Ma was only 23 when she passed. A terribly short tenure on this earth, I know. Yet on the days when the coffin was at its worst, and every breath demands effort as if 10 great men were standing on my chest, crushing the very life from me. On those days, I understand. My poor Ma had 23 years of hard labor, but committed no crime. Till peace was found in the deepest, most restful sleep. drinks in a way that makes your lungs sound like old organ pipes on a windy day. For I've heard it too, from the other one here, in the blackness. Whoever or whatever, I'm none too sure. But time and again, the gasping heralds his approach, and I steel myself until I hear the ticking, and then it all turns to naught, and I'm sinking, and it's choking, awful, terrible, like you can't imagine. I saw him once. It was late, I remember, as my coughing was fitful, and I had been sent to sleep in the infirmary so as not to disturb the others. I tossed and turned for ages, watching the moonlight dance on a blue glass bottle that I'd kept by my bed. I loved it as a thing of beauty, and carried it with me everywhere, for it contained a soothing liqueur that would ease my worst attacks of breathlessness. The night was quite still and so sickly warm that I could not sleep, and my coughing had quite parched my throat, so that when I saw Mr. Thackeray go past the door in his rounds, I stepped out into the hallway to ask permission for a drink. He was standing still in the moonlit hall, Mr. Thackeray, as if listening Mr. Thackeray, I said, tugging at his sleeve, my eyes half closed with sleep. Mr. Thackeray. Then I looked up, as the words took form in my mind. "'Tis not Mr. Thackeray." I felt myself being drawn from the inside out at a frightening rate, up, as if transported inside a great nothingness. They had no kindness towards me on account of my condition, the others, and Matron. The only reason they took me in after Pa died was because I was considered too weak to be out on my own, so Matron said. Apparently some folk had expressed concern that, as I was not fit for work, I would likely turn to petty thieving to get by. So they put me in Grimhaven to at least keep me out of their hair and pockets for a few more years until I came of age. It was not all bad. The lessons were distracting, and I did well in arithmetic, for I liked numbers. Except that my coughing usually upset someone and I would be sent out. Matron said that I had the wits to be a clerk, except no one would be able to stand listening to my wheezing day in and day out. Life is so unjust. I couldn't do woodworking with the other lads as the dust upset me. So more often than not, I was confined to polishing Matron's wretched silverware, oiling the sewing machines in the girls' workroom. At least the sewing provided the opportunity for the occasional peek at a slender ankle as I worked on the rattling machines. Well, why not? A lad would be a fool not to take such an opportunity. especially a weak and sickly lad with few prospects and fewer companions. Only old Crud saw my suffering.
Okay. Da ist der nächste. Etwas. Dann hören wir uns den auch noch an.
Grimhaven. It was not my choice. And this was...
Aber wenn ich so weit weggehe, dann wird das nichts. Okay. Das Haus ist ja nicht so groß, aber... Oh. Oh. Aber hier findet man schwer was. Beziehungsweise ich weiß nicht, ob ich nicht nochmal in den Keller muss. Es wurde von einem Maze gesprochen, also ein Labyrinth. Das Labyrinth befindet sich doch auch auf der anderen Seite, aber... Ich meine auf der anderen Seite des Tores. Das kann doch nicht sein. Keine Ahnung. Was haben wir hier? Das kann ich tatsächlich nehmen. Oh, vielleicht kann ich es den Bildern geben. Vielleicht.
And this was not the course I would set for my life, nor the story I would have written had I held a pen. But alas, I'm not a writer, merely a fine chapter of a tale written generations before, of famine, fishermen, navigators, goat diggers and dead. A story which ends with myself, Edward, 15 years old and father.
Egal, ich höre mir später es wirklich an. Ich möchte nur wissen... Warte mal, ich stelle es hier jetzt mal ab. Da drüben scheint es nämlich auch noch weiter zu gehen. Ich stelle es nur mal hier ab. Vielleicht spiele ich das. Vielleicht habe ich irgendwas übersehen, bin einfach zu dämlich. Passiert gern mal, aber... Keine Ahnung. Ah, hier ist ein Koffer. Und wieder so etwas. Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, dass das hier reingehört. Koffer, weil es auch blau ist. Ich glaube, ich habe schon 2 solche Verstecke gefunden. Oder gehört da was ganz anderes rein? Gehört das überhaupt in den Koffer rein? Aber wozu würde der sonst da liegen? Ja, weil wieder sowas hier ist. Keine Ahnung. Okay. Keine Ahnung. Okay. Okay, dann gehen wir mal zurück. Ich denke das Ganze nochmal doch hier ab. Och, du meine Güte. Ah! Sind das die Kinder? Wo ich das Opfer legen muss? Wer weiß, was das hier in der Hand war. Ist das der Ort? Anscheinend nicht. Erstmal wieder abstellen. Gucken, was hier so der Fall ist. Immer meinen Schnaps in der Hand, oder was das immer ist. Dass ja jeder Raum gleich aussehen muss. Wieder so eine Box. Ah. Was? Egal. Ich würde sagen, das war die erste Folge von Huntsman, der Orphanage. Ich würde mich über eine Wertung freuen, über eine positive Rückmeldung auch. Und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Das scheint ein ziemlich interessantes Spielkonzept zu sein, obwohl ich es noch nicht herausgefunden habe, welches es ist. Quasi was auch mein Ziel jetzt gerade ist. Questlog wäre nicht schlecht gewesen. Aber hey, was soll's. Ich danke fürs Zusehen, wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder und bis dahin spielt schon brav weiter.